Here is a strange thing about becoming wealthy slowly. You might be the last person to notice it, because when your financial life improves one small decision at a time, it does not feel dramatic. You still wake up in the same home, you still drive the same car, you still have the same routines, the same responsibilities, and the same version of yourself in your head. But other people may be noticing something you are missing. They notice how you react to money. They notice what you no longer stress about. They notice the way you make decisions, the way you carry yourself, and the way you quietly stop acting desperate around financial pressure. You may still feel normal, but people around you may already sense that something has changed. That does not mean you are showing off. It does not mean you are trying to look rich. In fact, the signs are usually subtle. People start asking for your opinion. They stop warning you about prices. They assume you can handle costs. They bring you opportunities. Even your family may start treating your stability as obvious. In this video, I am going to show you 5 signs people noticed you were getting rich before you did. And if you want more videos that help you understand quiet wealth, build real financial strength, and create more freedom without chasing attention, subscribe to the channel. Sign number 1. People start asking for your opinion on money. This is one of the first signs people may have noticed your financial progress before you did. At some point, the conversations start changing. A friend asks what you think about paying off debt. Someone asks whether buying a house is a good idea. A coworker asks how you think about investing, saving, changing jobs, or building a cash cushion. And you may not think much of it at first, but people usually do not ask money questions to just anyone. They ask the person who seems steady, the person who does not panic, the person who looks like they have some control over their financial life. They may not know your net worth. They may not know your savings. They may not know what is happening inside your investment accounts. But they can read your behavior. They notice that you are calmer around money. They notice that you are not constantly reacting to every financial problem. They notice that you make decisions with a little more patience than you used to. That is the shift. You may still see yourself as someone figuring it out, but other people may already see you as someone worth asking. And that is a quiet sign that your financial life is becoming stronger than you realize. Sign number 2. People stop warning you about prices. This is a subtle one, but it says a lot. Normally, when people recommend something expensive, they add a little warning. They say, "The restaurant is great, but it is a little pricey." Or "The hotel is beautiful, but it may be more than you want to spend." Or "The product is good, but it is not cheap." That warning is a social cushion. It gives the other person an easy way to say no without feeling embarrassed. But when people stop adding those warnings with you, something has shifted. They are no longer assuming price is the main thing holding you back. They may recommend the restaurant, the trip, the service, or the experience without explaining the cost first, because in their mind, you can probably handle it. And you may not even notice this change at first, but it means people have quietly updated how they see you. They may not know your exact financial situation, but they sense that you are less fragile around money than before. That does not mean you should say yes to everything. It does not mean you should spend just because people assume you can. But it is a sign. When people stop cushioning every recommendation with price warnings, they may have noticed your financial comfort before you did. Sign number 3. People assume you can absorb costs more easily. This one can show up in small social moments. A group dinner, a weekend trip, a shared gift, a bill that needs to be split. Someone needs to put the reservation on a card, pay first, or cover a little extra until everyone sends their part. And somehow, people start looking in your direction. They may not say it directly, but the assumption is there. You are the one who can handle it. You are the one who probably will not panic. You are the one who seems comfortable enough to front the money or absorb the cost for a moment. That does not always mean they know you are doing well. It means they have noticed something in how you move around money. Maybe you do not seem stressed when the bill comes. Maybe you do not calculate every small expense out loud. Maybe you have become calmer, more steady, and less visibly anxious around financial moments. But this sign also needs boundaries. Just because you can afford something does not mean you should become the person everyone expects to cover it. Quiet wealth gives you options, but it should not turn into quiet obligation. So pay attention to this shift. If people begin assuming you can handle costs more easily, they may have noticed your financial stability before you fully admitted it to yourself. Sign number 4. People start pitching you ideas or asking for opportunities. This is one of the more uncomfortable signs that people may have noticed your financial progress. A casual conversation suddenly turns into a business idea. Someone asks if you want to invest. A friend brings up a side project. A relative asks if you know anyone who can help them get a job. An acquaintance wants an introduction to someone in your network. At first, it can feel flattering, but then you realize something. They may not be coming to you only because of your personality. They may be coming to you because they see you as someone with resources, money, connections, stability, experience, or access. And that is a signal. People usually do not pitch ideas to someone they think is financially struggling. They pitch ideas to the person they believe has something to deploy. That does not mean every request is bad. Some opportunities may be genuine. Some people may respect you and simply see you as capable. But you still need boundaries, because when people start seeing your money or network as useful, your yes becomes more expensive. Your time, attention, reputation, and capital all become things you need to protect. So, if people have started bringing you opportunities, requests, or introductions more often, they may have noticed something before you did. They may see you as someone who has built something worth accessing. Sign number 5. Your family starts treating your stability as normal. This one can feel the most personal, because family often holds on to the old version of you longer than anyone else. They remember when you were younger. They remember your early mistakes. They remember the version of you who was still figuring life out. So even when your financial life improves, they may still see you through an older story. That is why it matters when the tone starts changing. Maybe your parents stop giving you basic money advice and start asking what you think. Maybe a sibling who used to joke about your careful spending goes quiet. Maybe relatives stop asking if you are doing okay and start treating your stability as something obvious. That kind of shift does not happen quickly. Family usually needs more evidence than anyone else before they update their view of you. So when they finally do, it often means your progress has been visible for a while. You may still feel like the same person, but they are starting to respond to the person you have become. And that is a powerful sign. Because when even the people who knew the old version of you start treating your stability as normal, there is a good chance your financial life has already changed more than you realize. Other people may notice your progress before you do, not because you announced it, not because you started acting rich, but because your behavior became calmer, steadier, and less controlled by financial pressure. The lesson is not to show off. The lesson is to update your own mental model. You may still see yourself as someone trying to get ahead, while people around you are already responding to someone who has built real stability. So use that as feedback. Check your net worth. Look at your savings rate. Look at the gap between what you earn and what you spend. If the numbers confirm the shift, make decisions from that reality. Not so you can inflate your lifestyle, so you can keep building quietly from a stronger place. If this helped, subscribe to the channel for more videos on quiet wealth and financial freedom. And let me know in the comments, have people started treating you differently around money?